take a moment to welcome all of you here. I'm Dr. Tammy Clark. I'm the Dean of Clinics here at Palmer West, and I would like to welcome not just our interns, but their family, their friends, and their faculty as well. And while we're here getting started on the pinning ceremony, I would like to also thank Chuck, who is filming there, our facilities and IT team, as well as your class coordinator, Bryce, for all their hard work in making this special event possible. So in today's ceremony, we will be officially recognizing our newest group of Palmer West chiropractic interns. This pinning ceremony, which is sometimes referred to as a white coat ceremony, as you can see, marks a very significant milestone in a student's journey to becoming a chiropractor. It marks the culmination of 2.5 years of hard work thus far, and it also marks the beginning of the next phase of their chiropractic education, which is their clinical internship. I feel that you guys are a particularly special group of Palmer West students. You made the brilliant decision to choose Palmer West as the school and the college to attend to become the best doctor of chiropractic that you could possibly be. Almost 1.5 years ago now, we all got the news that Palmer will be phasing out operations at the West Campus. And despite that unexpected turn of events, you made the decision and the choice to stay the course and to continue your education here at Palmer West. And now here you are, right on the doorstep of your internship in the outstanding Palmer West Clinic. I think that we can all agree that each of you have undergone a tremendous amount of personal and professional growth and transformation over the past couple of years. Many of you have been away from your family and your loved ones for quite a lot of that time, and I'm sure that they are very proud to see you sitting here today in your white coats. You have been preparing for this day through countless classes, endless hours of studying, more exams than I think you probably care to even think about, and hours upon hours of hands-on practice and training. And this quarter, you have spent your 9th quarter learning how to navigate your way through our student clinic system and trying to figure out our EHR, which is our electronic health records, which is a big thing to try to figure out. That's a big part of that 9th quarter transition into clinic. And I think you're ready. Today, we will mark your official transformation from student to intern. Though your class is certainly a group of unique individuals, you will now be joining the larger cohort that is made up of Palmer interns, clinicians, and clinic staff. As we welcome you into our clinic tribe, we will all partner together with a common goal of providing the best possible care to our patients. As you begin seeing patients in the outpatient clinic, there are going to be times where you feel overwhelmed, maybe a little uncertain, and you're going to start doubting yourself periodically. And I want to encourage you to embrace your experiences in the clinic, even the challenging ones. I want to encourage you to step into that uncertainty and allow those challenges to continue to shape and grow you. I encourage you more than ever to work together, support each other, and make every effort to get the most out of your clinic experience. You know, since I started as Dean of Clinics, I've not nearly had as many opportunities to teach. And that's one of the things I miss most about being an administrator. So I haven't had a chance to stand in front of you as a professor very much. I don't think, actually, I'm not sure I've had you at all in any of my classes. I think you're one of the first groups that I actually haven't taught. I'll get you towards the end, but just not yet. So I thought, well, since I haven't had a chance to stand in front of you and teach you as a professor, I'd use this ceremony as an opportunity to speak to you. And I want to remind you a little bit about why you're here. So you are here because you have chosen to take on the responsibility of becoming a physician. You've chosen a career where you will be responsible for guiding your patients towards improved health. And you are here because you have chosen and you desire to make a difference. In this upcoming year, you guys are going to be building your very first chiropractic practice. You heard me right. This is always surprising to think about it this way. but you're going to be building your first practice. Many of you are dreaming about the practice that you'll have after you graduate, but in reality, your first practice begins right here in the Palmer West Clinic. Here, you'll be meeting patients, and you'll be getting to know people, the patients you treat, that will transform your appreciation of what it means to be a healer. You'll be responsible for the care and management of these patients. You will need to promote and grow this very first fledgling little practice of yours. You will have an opportunity to work with exceptional clinical staff that will be here to support you. You will have colleagues to collaborate with, not just your class, but also the rest of the interns who are working your way through the program. And you'll be guided by a mentor clinician. And it will be up to you how much effort you put into this first practice of yours, and it's going to be up to you how much you get out of this first practice of yours. We hold a pretty high bar, actually a very high bar, in the Palmer West Clinic. And I want to emphasize that your time in the clinic is about so much more than just earning credits. Credits are kind of the commodity of clinic. It's what they earn to tick their way off to fulfill the requirements to graduation. And getting credits is the least of what your clinic time is about. I want you to make sure that you get the maximum amount of time and the maximum amount of experience, not the minimum amount of credits. This is your opportunity to grow, to learn, and to shine. As you get the experience in our clinic, remember that you are laying the foundation that will shape the kind of doctor that you'll become in the future. Today truly is a special day. It's a day that I hope that you will look back on and remember. I think it's important to mark milestones in time. I still remember my pinning ceremony, sitting right where you are now, and I remember the significance of it. And I'll never forget the patients that I had when I was an intern at Palmer West. Those were patients that taught me lessons that no classroom could have ever taught me. I remember the lessons that I learned from my mentor clinicians. And I want you to trust me when I say to you that this next year is going to be one of the fastest and most formative years of your career. I think it is a great privilege, I count it a great privilege, that we, the clinic team, get to be a part of your journey. And I trust that you'll continue to make us proud as you enter our outpatient clinic experience. I'm going to invite Dr. Snow, who is our Senior Campus Administrator and Dean of Academic Affairs, to the podium. He wants to say a few words to you as well. Dr. Snow?
Well, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Thank you. I thought I had a better train than that. First of all, I'd like to thank all of you for being here today, the family members and friends, to support this wonderful group of students. I have the pleasure of having them in class twice, and outside of our social engagements around the hallways here and at events, but just really I don't know, genuinely nice, caring, smart group of students, and you bring a light into the room when you're there, and I appreciate you all for that, and I know that will serve you well in the clinics. The clinic system is a challenge. The students always look forward to getting there because while it is a challenge, it's not the same challenge that you have academically with the 93 classes and 3,000 examinations and all the other things that the students have to get through to get to this point. And so it's challenging in a different way because it's less about the academic rigor, which, it's an important thing. Taking what and a hard thing, taking what you've learned in the classroom and then applying that to the reality of an individual in the clinic is a big step to take. And that's what the clinic system serves to do. This time of year, I like to talk about tomatoes. And you're probably thinking, well, that's really odd. And perhaps so. But I do a lot of gardening in my backyard, and I probably harvested about 60 pounds of tomatoes in the last 2 weekends. And, you know, I look analogously to our students as kind of ripening on the vine while they're in our clinic system here. And, you know, from my perspective, there is nothing better than a homegrown tomato because, you know, it ripens on the vine. It's ready to go. And so I think right now we've got some fully grown, maybe orangish, yellow orange tomatoes over here. So we could probably pick them and send them off, you know, into the public. And they're incredibly skilled at this point. But they're going to get better, and they need that time to ripen. And so that's what this next year does. I look in the back, I see our other students back there. Thank you guys for being here to support. I see my intern back there. And it just reminds me how good our students are as interns in the clinic, like the quality of care they provide. And so I'm a regular patient in the clinic. I manage to have ongoing injuries, likely due to aging and trying to stay fit. And so I'm a constant challenge for whomever takes on my case to resolve those things. But I am honestly impressed with every intern I've had and their ability to provide outstanding clinical care. And I think, so I actually feel like we could cut you guys loose today or at the end of this quarter, send you out there, and you would eventually be okay. And that probably scares the dickens out of you, I hope, and rightfully so. And we're not going to do that. But they have all the foundational information they need to be awesome. And so this next year is really about getting their confidence of knowing how good they are, because they don't. And so you come into the clinic and you're like worried you're going to get patients better, and then they come in and you throw the kitchen sink at them and you hope something sticks and spend an hour in there with them and, you know, do all those things. And then you go, well, where did all my patients go? They all got better and left, right? Luckily, there's people like me around who just sustain. We don't necessarily get better. And we have a lot of those patients who appreciate our clinic for that reason as well. But the thing that my experience in the clinic, the thing that students need to develop most at this stage of their career is their ability to communicate what they do to other people. And I think that's probably one of the least trained but most difficult and important elements of being successful in practice. You'll all be able to adjust eventually. You're going to be doing it every day, right? Multiple times a day, day after day after day. That part gets easy. And you've been practicing it, right? Your adjusting skills are so much better than when I went to school. When I went to school, we did our first adjustments under supervision in the student clinic in ninth quarter. They get to start adjusting with direct one-on-one supervision in fourth quarter, so they've already had a year plus of experience. It's only once a week, but it's important and helpful. But what you don't necessarily do is talk to people about what you're doing and why you're doing it and why they need care, and why, you know, even though they're getting better, they need to continue to have care. That's the hard part. And so the other hard part is not just doing it with the people in the clinic, and perhaps the harder part, it's doing the people out there who've not come into the clinic and perhaps have not experienced chiropractic care. And so my challenge to you, which is a very paternalistic challenge because I know it will make you more successful quicker, is really take advantage of the opportunity you have in the next year to talk to people, to answer their questions, and to bring people into the clinic that you don't know. Set a goal for yourself. I'm going to bring in, even if it's in 10th quarter, I'm going to bring in one patient from somebody I don't know, okay, in 10th quarter, and then ramp it up from there. But put the pressure upon yourself to bring someone into, as Dr. Clark called it, your practice here. Because when you get out in the real world, right, that's what you spend your time doing. Bringing them in, having them understand what you do, right, and then having them help you bring other patients in so that you can serve their needs as well. The practice of adjusting requires repetition. The practice of communication requires repetition. Most patients will ask you the same questions in one shape or another over and over again. So the more you hear and respond to that question, the more effective your answers become. And so that's why you need to engage with people. Your friends and family can help. Ask them hard questions. Ask them what they do. Ask them why they do it. When they use a word you've never heard of before, you know, ask them what that means. And then consider if there's a better word. I'll bring up my pet peeve, my internal system too. My recent pet peeve is people telling me that they're going to do scraping on me. Now, show of hands, who wants to pay to get scraped? Right? Okay, now if I said I'm going to do some effective soft tissue mobilization on you using an instrument, who would pay for that? All right, get it? Language is important. Okay, the words you use are important, and you discover that through mistakes and repetition. So I probably am blathering on long enough for now, so I'll close this out here. I think Dr. Clark said what I would say too, which is make it all about the experience, the patients, your communication, your ability to relate to people. Don't worry about the credits, they will come. We have never had a problem getting people through our clinic system for the last 15, 20 years with class sizes that double any class size we have in our system right now. So, that is not the struggle. You do have to show up, you have to be available, okay? And you have to, work at your craft. But don't worry about the graduation part, that'll happen. Remember what you represent, or let's remember what those pins and those white coats represent, right? And the reason we have this ceremony is you're moving now from being a student, largely anonymous, to being a member of our team that treats the public. That's a significant responsibility that you've chosen to take on. So remember with your actions, okay, to represent yourselves well, Palmer well, and the profession well in everything that you do. And keep that in mind when you're out and about and having a good time and that type of thing. I know you guys can all do that. I know you have done that. I appreciate you for that. I wish you the best of luck and a fabulous experience of growth and fulfillment for the next year. And congratulations to you all. Let's give them a big round of applause.
Thank you, Dr. Snow. Next, I'd like to invite Nicholas Hicks, who is our newest ASG president, to the podium, and he's going to say a few words to you on behalf of the student body.
Congratulations, 9th quarter on making here. You all look stunning in your white coats. Today marks a prestigious milestone in your academic journey. A day that bridges the gap between your achievements in school and the start of your professional career. This is a key moment, for it is a transition where dedication meets opportunity and where knowledge must convert into practice. As you start this journey, take a moment to embrace your surroundings, your feelings. Hold this day in your memory to reflect on it as the foundation upon which your future selves will stand. While I have not yet stood in your shoes, nor do I have the experience of treating patients as you soon will, I hope to provide words of encouragement, motivation, and to offer reminders that I've acquired in my own life and career. To those among you who radiate confidence, who full-heartedly believe in your ability to heal and serve without reservations, I commend you for arriving at this long-awaited goal. Confidence is the key upon which your decisiveness will be honed, and your strengths will be modeled into the makings of a phenomenal chiropractor. However, I urge you to be cautious in allowing your confidence to supersede your duty and responsibility as a chiropractor. Balance confidence with humility is essential. Don't let unwavering confidence blind you to opportunities for improvement and learning. Becoming complacent leads to the end of growth and success. For those of you that have feelings of inadequacy, who are experiencing imposter syndrome and uncertainty, you are not alone. Like all of Palmer West students before you, you will prevail. The apprehension and pressure that you feel building within you, understand that is a part of the process for growth. To use a geology metaphor, one of the few subjects we didn't have to learn here, remember that a diamond begins as a simple lump of carbon under the heat and pressure of Earth's depths. Likewise, your unease, your struggle is the depth and pressure from which your transformation will arise. To borrow a phrase that my friends and classmates use as a reminder for this process, pressure makes diamonds. Embrace this truth. Embrace the process. Even in moments of self-doubt, know that you have the ability to emerge as a shining jewel, molded by time and determination. Palmer West has provided you with the tools and knowledge required to treat patients with skill and compassion, but the ability to grapple with your own apprehensions and refine them into confidence is a skill that you yourselves must cultivate. This is a learning experience, a pivotal point where discomfort meets growth, where unease transforms into expertise. The very core of your progress lies within this transition. Congratulations again on reaching this day. Embrace the challenges, honor the growth, and continually strive to be better than you were yesterday. Thank you, and good luck.
I'd like to thank Nick for that. Those are very wise words spoken to you from a peer who knows what you're going through and also knows what you're facing. Actually, he'll be there very soon. But he definitely knows how hard you've worked, and he can speak to you from his heart, from that student perspective. So thank you for that. That's great. So as we begin the official pinning part of this ceremony, I would like to share some final thoughts that I would like for you to reflect on about the discoveries that you're going to make as you continue forward on your path to become a doctor. In this coming year, you're going to discover the power of your touch and the importance of your words. You're going to discover how important it is to understand that your patients are human beings, not just a diagnosis to be treated or a credit to be earned. You're going to discover that to understand pain means to truly understand who your patients are, their values, their worries, their hopes, their dreams. You will discover that empathy and human connection are absolutely critical to the healing process, no matter how good your hands are. There's a heart part that goes with it too. You will discover the humbling honor and responsibility associated with overseeing your patient's care personally and with excellence. You will discover that being a chiropractor means a lifetime of learning, and learning that you will be excited to do. Mostly, you will discover that being a chiropractor is truly a calling. It's not just a profession. With that said, it has come to the time for the presentation of your official clinic pins. This will formally symbolize their transition from student to intern. Dr. Dahl Betty, who is our amazing West Campus Director of Clinics, will read your names. I don't know. This is going to work. So what will happen, first off, in just a moment, Dr. Betty and I will do the quarterly tradition of wheedling this podium over here. We're not knocking it over. That's the first part. And then what's going to happen is Dr. Betty will call your names, and then you'll come up one by one. We're going to take a picture, actually 2 pictures. So you're going to come up, we'll present your pen, and we'll take one picture, and then I'll go ahead and put the pin on your lapel, and we'll take a second one. Hopefully in one of them, we'll both have our eyes open and it'll be halfway decent, so you'll have 2 to choose from on there. And then we'll go ahead and then allow these guys to continue to celebrate with you guys, your families. So shall we begin the podium party?
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Okay, here we go. This is going to set the tone right here. First one, right. Introducing Dalia Anatoli.
Good job, Dalia.
Indeed.
Camille Blaquera.
Proud of you, Mil.
Richard Contreras. Michael Costa, who could not be here today, but we'll clap for Michael. Also Nicole Courtney, who could not be here today, so we'll clap. Jacob Covert. Junwoo Kwang. Jacqueline McDowell. Cecilia Prieto. Adrian Ricaldi.
That's what I said.
The big camera.
Okay.
Richard Scanlon. Bryce Soares. And Robert Stefani. more closely in the clinic. See you there.
Please remember as you embark on your internship and ultimately your career as a chiropractor, you will forever be a part of the legacy of Palmer West. And I have no doubt that you guys are going to represent us very well. Thank you for attending today's ceremony, and please join me in giving another round of applause to our newest And just as a final point of reference, before you know it, we are all going to be gathering again to celebrate this group graduating and becoming doctors of chiropractic in just about a year from now in summer of 2025. It's going to be a fast year. Sorry, summer of 2024. Well, it's going to be a fast year no matter which number it will be. No, but we'll see you guys a year from now for graduation. You guys enjoy celebrating your day, celebrating your interns, and continue to support them well. Thank you guys. There's some coffee in the back. We'll see you guys later.